The one word that comes to mind in District 10 is collective.
It's where we have community, family, friends. I think the word home embodies District 10.
One word that would come to my mind would probably be something like family.
One thing that I've heard said before is that it's the small town in the middle of the big city.
All in D10 means for me that no matter how low you may feel energy-wise or morale, you're going to stick with it and keep working on it.
Oh, love your neighbor is respect and caring for every member of the community, something that Councilman McGoo follows through so well.
If everybody loves their neighbor, everybody loves their community, everybody loves their district, it's going to be great. And I think you see a lot of that since Adam is coming to the fold.
I think love your neighbor is a phrase that we have to take to heart. We have to realize that our neighbor is not just the person who lives next door to us, but it's our community.
Most people don't understand that's just not talking about the person that lives next door to you. That means love people, period. And that is love everybody.
For a number of years, the Hamilton Park community itself, we have known that we needed another recreation center, we needed something else, we needed this. And the main thing was there was a full inside gymnasium that was made at this recreation center. And that was good for the community because we, as a community, still have some young kids out there. They would love to have a place to play basketball the year-round, and they have it now.
The Willie B. Johnson Recreation Center means a lot to me personally because it's in Hamilton Park. That was our place as youngsters. I started coaching and I was going to these other recreation centers and I was seeing like how much they were upgraded and the new technology that was in these things, and I seen Willie B. kind of being left behind. They put a chain around our gate where our kids couldn't access the basketball goals. That, I called Adam about that. We went down, took a picture there. We still had that picture where the chains were locked and we were both holding the chains like, hey, we have to do something about this.
I'm sort of sentimental, and I did my darndest to keep from crying that particular day. I knew what the recreation center was going to look like, and I knew what it had taken, and I knew for a fact that if it hadn't been for Adams going forward and continue to do what he had been doing, that this might not have happened. I guess that particular day it was like a dream come true.
But it's great. Like, it has state-of-the-art basketball. They have everything in there now.
I am a retiree of the Dallas Public Library, and I sometimes tell people that my claim to fame is that I was at the opening of the original Forest Green branch on Forest Lane, and then I had the pleasure of being at the opening of the new Forest Green branch on Greenville.
I saw him work so hard on bringing the Forest Green Library to the Lake Highlands area to make certain that it was included as part of the bond election. And he was with the advocates for the library every step of the way. It's just exciting to see that when somebody puts their mind to it, when somebody makes it a mission to improve a community, that can be done.
The Forest Green branch was a dream of my dear late friend Karen Blumenthal. And the whole process was stimulating in that from the Zeus rhymed presentations that Karen and Patty Clapp made from City Council, attired with little blue ribbons in their hair, to advocating at budget meetings, to going down to when that we finally had a bond issue, and to the day that we actually got the full approval at a city council meeting that happened to be held at the Lake Highlands Recreation Center. And the new forest green is just glorious. It's bright and it's airy and it's got room for expansion. And of course, best of all is the Karen Blumenthal Auditorium, which will bring many community groups into the library. And just over Thanksgiving, I was talking to a friend and she said, "I've been using the new forest green," and she was absolutely thrilled.
As I understand it, District 10 was always on the list to get one of the aquatic centers, and something happened prior to or right about the time Adam was elected, and we were bumped off of the first tier of projects to a second tier. Adam hit the ground running on that issue and immediately began to work with the director, Willis Winters, and with former president of the park board, Joan Wan, and the three of them were able to get District 10 Aquatic Center back as a Tier 1 project so that it would happen as it did within the next couple of years as opposed to being postponed and be a 5 or 10 year away project.
I am a community member that I have lived in Lake Highlands for the past 22 years, had 4 kids graduate from Lake Highlands High School, had every type of leadership role in the community, bringing in Project Safe Neighborhood, working with DPD, Northeast Station, just bringing in the chief to our all-in D10 meetings. Listening to the community has been his gift.
His impact on his leadership of the Public Safety Committee has been amazing. And I'll say this, I mean, oftentimes you have individuals, and there's a lot of individuals that take certain roles, but to know the inner workings of public safety, to know that, you know, he's going to ask all the questions because he's incredibly knowledgeable about the issues that affect public safety is something that keeps you sharp. It's something that he understands what the men and women go through, and he also understands the demands of the community.
You know, Adam is also the chair of the Public Safety Committee, right? And so Adam is just one that says, I'm not just here as a ceremonial position. I'm here because I honestly believe that there should be fairness in policing, that there should be fairness on the forefront. Everything when everybody was in a division, Adam is saying that, look, you guys, we got to find a way to unify this. We have to find a way that police is actually here to police, and that the community is here to respect the police, but in the same token, that the police has to respect us too. And so that wasn't a real good, easy move for him to make, but he took that stand and made it anyway, and he made a difference.
When it comes to the community engagements, you know, we sat down every year and we talk about the things that's important to our community and things that we can do to better our community in all of these areas. And events like Sundays in the Park, bringing the community out, creating a safe place for kids to trick or treat, teen job fair. It is so many things. We do an event that calls Stronger Together. We are stronger together as a group than we are as one.
The idea that Lake Highlands was growing and expanding and that Skillman was our main artery, that became Main Street. And the town center was an obvious development choice to develop Main Street and make that the center of our town in District 10. The development of the bridge at Skillman and LBJ is going to have a major impact on the economic future of Lake Highlands and Hamilton Park. We saw that even through the planning stages because we were attracting interest from not just our community, but from the city and from our neighbors in Garland and Richardson. It's fun to go out to the town center and not just meet your friends at restaurants, but to attend Sundays in the park and just enjoy the outdoors and enjoy our beautiful community.
I got started the new Skillman Bridge and got Susan Morgan, Lake Highland resident, to say yes to running the program for that. I told her it'd be a 20-year project to get it done, and bless her heart, she stayed with it. When Adam came into office, he was able to really provide the help that she needed to get it funded through the state. But I really do thank the Alton Lane Bridge for her because she is the one responsible. I made a good choice on that one.
probably, if you were to ask me for a capstone in terms of impact for District 10, 635 East was a project that I think that stands out for me just because of the talents that it drew upon across the district. Certainly the trips down to talk to TxDOT, the maneuvering that had to be performed with the state because it's one of the largest public works projects in North Texas.
I had the privilege of working alongside Susan at different points in that project. We got a group of people to work on advocating for it, and that was where we came up with the phrase LBJ Now. And a group of us would go to Austin each month between January and May, and the Texas Transportation Commissioners would look at us and say, "Oh, you're back." And we're like, "Yep, we're back." Susan Morgan stuck with that project, and it took a very long time, but we were able to get the $2.6 billion in funding.
That is something that's exciting in the way it's going to change not only the way we transport ourselves through the district, but the economic development and the way it could potentially impact the overall master plan for District 10. That's something that we'll all look back at 50 years later and go, this was a game changer in terms of District 10, the way it's connected to the rest of the city, and kind of the impact we know we can have even at the resident level.
The two things that are going to be tremendous transformational projects over the next 20 or more years is the work that was done on LBJ East, but the other is the work that's been done at Forest and Audelia, and finally, after 15 years, spending bond money to acquire a shopping center and to redo it as a park for one of the most underserved communities in our city. I think about the 2017 bond election. We made great successes in the bond and brought great things to District 10. And all those things happened because we got together as a community, we did our homework, were educated by Councilmember McGue on what we needed to do to advocate for our projects, and the hard work that the leadership of Councilmember McGue brought to the community and the following by the community meant that we had great things in Lake Highlands for our children and grandchildren to enjoy for a long time.
There is a popular idiom that says, walk the talk. Anna McGue walks the talk.
Well, one of the things, I talked about this earlier, but when you go back to the storms, for whatever reason, the Lake Highlands area of D10 wasn't impacted at all. Hamilton Park was, though. So, Adam brought local resources, local people together in a place to go and address that need. And it wasn't in the media. It wasn't in the news. It didn't make the paper. But it made a huge difference for the people in that community. I mean, there were 70-year-old ladies that could not get out of their houses that we went in and cleared trees out of the way and got it to where their roads were passable. And they can't get to the doctor, can't get to the store. Literally blocked into their houses. And it doesn't make the papers, but it's deeply impactful to people in his district, people in our community, our neighbors. So love your neighbors is another one of Adam's slogans, and that's a great example of putting it in action.
I see that Adam's strength is bringing people together. It's having people having conversations. It's having us understand as a community what we need to do to build our community, to build the family within our community.
Really, when it comes to the boots on the ground and pulling the levers and doing the things, that we're doing that right here where we live within the district. And we've certainly seen the fruits of that labor collectively. When you look around and you see the Willie B. Johnson Rec Center, when you see the Forest Green Library, when we go back to the early days of the Town Center, when we look at the Aquatic Center, those are the concrete examples of the things that Adam has helped us accomplish.
So many projects have come to fruition during his tenure, and that is a testament to his leadership. But he managed to motivate all of us to pull together and to keep working and to keep at it. And so much has been accomplished in those 8 years. It's really amazing.
His ability to communicate with all sections of Lake Highlands, white, black, brown, you name it. they know that they can go to his office and be heard, or he will come to them. And that's something that has been very important to the growth of this area of the city.
He's not a council person or deputy mayor pro tem or a mayor pro tem that says, I'm going to sit back and wait for things to happen. No, he's always in the midst of it. He's right there center point, and he's always trying to make sure that things get done, and they get done in decency and in order. And guess what? Eyes have not seen, ears have not heard the goodness of what's getting ready to happen. This is just the beginning.